Today we're being joined by Eliza Coutts from the Bendigo Pioneers. Eliza, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Now, tell us a bit about yourself, what type of player you are and what got you into footy.
So I would say I'm a pretty aggressive player. I play at centre half back normally or in the ruck in a rotation between those two. And I just started playing footy because my friends were. It looked like fun, so I just wanted to join in,
That's right, yeah, absolutely. That seems to be a lot of trends of how footy starts, Eliza. Now, being a part of the leadership group at the Bendigo Pioneers, and also got some strong names this year, being a co-vice captain, how did you first react to being told you'd be in that leadership group number one and then be a co-vice captain?
I was really shocked, honestly, when the coach first told me, but then I was happy, obviously, really grateful that the girls thought I would be a good fit for the role, and just, really excited to be co-vice captain. It's awesome.
That's right. It's funny and coincidental that your two co-vice captains, Sasha Pearce and Jamaica Douglas, I've had them both on as well. Why do you feel the Bendigo Pioneers is such a strong club in terms of not just on field, but it seems to be for me, because I've had so many from your club on the last 2 weeks, it's insane. I've lost count already. From the women's side of things, why do you feel the connection is so strong, and just the whole? It just seems to be the club, they love each other so much, which everyone should, and I'm sure they do. But just feels a bit different here.
Well, throughout the preseason, we really worked on connection, particularly between the girls group, just to build that on field. Yeah. And I think there's just a really big sense of community throughout the club. During in-season, we have team dinners with the boys group every Thursday. So that's really helped build it, integrate the teams together, which has been really good.
Absolutely. That seems to be something, I've heard of before. Obviously, both men's and women's sides clubbing for dinner and stuff. When they rate team selections out, maybe and stuff like that, or just general chit chat and everything. It's great to see, and I don't feel from a whole range really, even at AFLW level. And yes, their times are different when they play. You don't hear much of a collaboration between the men's and women's clubs, and it's great to see. At least at Bendigo, that's the way it is.
Yeah, it's really good.
Absolutely would be. Now, you mentioned about playing a few positions, including the ruck. Have you ever gone up in the ruck where you've had to go up against someone who's a lot taller, although you're tall yourself, but is there some other rucks you're going to go, Jesus Christ, I'm in the ruck. I thought I'm tall, but this girl is freaking the job.
Yeah, constantly last year, honestly. First game, I reckon, I went in for my first tab and the girl was a good 10 centimetres taller than me. So, yeah, honestly, I'm pretty undersized for a ruck in the Coutts League, but yeah, just got to learn to adapt.
Very true. How do you feel the girls have started off this year, and what some plans do you feel you want to target for the rest of this year?
Yeah, we started off really well, obviously, with our practice match against the Bushies last week. Yeah, that was a really good win, and I think we're just going to keep trying to build on that momentum going into the season, keep the connection going. Yeah, hopefully we can get some more wins.
Absolutely. How do you feel? I always find this a bit interesting, and I've noticed this with the men's and women's fixture in the Coutts League as well, about all these buys to start the season off and these random buys in between. Is it frustrating as a player to, round one starts and, you're just waiting to play because some have buys and some don't?
Yeah, because we have a buy for our first round. It was supposed to be this week, but we have a buy, so we don't start till next week, which is a bit annoying. I just want to get stuck into it,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No one wants the buys. I say this if AFL in particular, Eliza, it's just so frustrating when you see the buys. I just hate the buy rounds. I've been, if anyone markets for the campaign more than me about this, I think, is get rid of the buys. I don't like the buys. They're boring. As you said, it's frustrating. We don't want buys. How are you, though, overall, though, with buys? Do you feel like you just need a break sometimes, or you're just happy to keep on going?
Yeah, well, they're good in the middle of the season to have a break and, reset, have a bit of a rest for a week. But when it's first round, it's kind of need that. I don't know why I've done it like that, but anyway, nothing you can do.
Unfortunately not. So obviously being in the leadership, Eliza, is that something that you've always wanted to get into? Or is it something that was just sprung upon you recently, or have you always wanted to be in that space?
At the start of the preseason, yeah, I did want to like be a leader, like stand up as one of the top age girls, lead the group. And yeah, I was just lucky, honestly, to get picked for the leadership. I was really happy with it. Yeah.
That's How was your initial reaction to being put in? And you're like, wow, okay. How
Yeah.
did you react?
Yeah, I was really shocked, but then obviously so like really happy to be like the girls to want me a part of that group and thinking I can lead them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was really stoked with it.
So obviously, being in your draft year this year, Eliza, do you feel like any form of added pressure to a degree, knowing that this is your draft year, but then also keeping in the back of the mind, if it doesn't happen this year, it does not mean it's over by a long stretch. I've seen Elise Sheeran from the Tigers. She's 31 now. She got drafted 2 years ago at 29. So it just shows
Yeah.
you don't want to, yeah, obviously you don't want to wait that long, or ideally you don't wait any time, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean it's over. Like, if you don't get it this year, it's not like, nah, that's it, it's done. That's further from the truth. It's still alive.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do feel a bit of added pressure because I didn't get to play very many games last year. I got injured and was out for the season. So there is a bit of pressure just to like put myself out there, get some scouts to see me play. But yeah, it can always happen like the next few years, like go into the VFL, train with
Yeah,
them for a bit. Yeah, it's always possible to get drafted.
absolutely, it sure is. Now with the travel component, I always ask the guys and girls from Bendigo and Murray this in particular because all the other clubs are pretty much right next to each other in a way, like in a relatively close distance. How's it travel for you girls to having to play games? Say, let's just say in Geelong, which is about 2 hours or so away, and having to make that hike when you play early games all the time. It must be frustrating to do. Well, it's got to happen because it's just got to happen because that's how the regions are. But like from just an individual point of view, to go, let's get up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, just to go play a game at 9 o'clock, 2 hours away.
Yeah, well, it is a bit annoying. I'm from down at Coutts, so I have to travel an hour to training every night or every training we have. And we do have some girls from up in Mildura, which is really tough for them. Like, especially when we're playing down in Melbourne, they normally have to stay overnight. So, yeah, the travel can be hard because we have such a big region.
Yeah, that's right. I think what you just said there, Eliza, just shows your individual dedication as well, because some people will not even attempt to travel an hour for a training session, let alone or a game, let alone a training session.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, that just proves the dedication right there. Now, if you were to use an AFL or AFLW play comparison, Eliza, the type of style of play that you play like, who would you say that would be?
Well, I would like to say that I play kind of like Mason Redmond, like aggressive running off the half back there. I really love his style of play and try to, kind of like get in my own game, kind of emulate it. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be a good player to play certain. Which team did you grow up supporting? The AFL, AFLW?
Essendon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essendon. We don't talk about this game. How did you feel about being Mustangs? Let's get it out of the way now. How'd you feel?
Yeah, happy this weekend. Had a nice win.
Yeah. I know. I thought that answer for 3.5 quarter. Well, actually, funnily enough, we were up the whole game in the last 7 minutes, but I feel like that what ended up happening was coming in that last quarter. It was frustrating to say the least in all facets. Not kicking straight in the first few quarters and should have been up by 5 goals at halftime, and then even more, and then give you come back in and shit the bed. Have your two best. We had our ruck and roll Marshall Ainsley Goody, our key defender, on the bench in the last 3 minutes. Oh, that game
ridiculous, honestly. But anyway,
it is what happens. Not over it still. Who are some draftees or potential draftees this year that you're keen to see how they go, including yourself, obviously, but to see how they go this year? Who's some Bendigo girls that you feel like with some people that get talked about when the draft comes around at the end of the year?
Definitely Lucia Painter. She's
Mhm.
been really strong all pre-season and is looking really good for this season. She's playing in the Australian team in a couple of weeks, or this week, I think. Yeah. And also Lexi McGregor. She's been training with Vic Country. Yeah, and she's looking really strong up in the forward line. So excited to see how she goes.
That's right, for sure. Who are some of your favourite teammates down in the club?
Definitely Ella Jeffrey. We were teammates at my local club down in Kyneton. So,
Yep.
yeah, we're definitely very close.
Nice, that's very good. Now, this
Yeah.
question can always go one which way, Eliza. Who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at the Bendigo Pioneers, and they can't get enough of it, and they know exactly what to do when that camera's around. They love a bit of me time.
Definitely Gabby Drage. She's always hopping in the photos, getting a feature on the Instagram whenever media's around training. Yeah, she loves it.
So I've had along with brothers at the same time, and yeah, definitely. And I was actually shown some footage from someone. I won't name them. They would send some footage of Gabby kicked this miraculous goal. I don't know if you ever, you've probably seen it. It was down in Torquay when he's on a trip or something, and I think she kicked the ball up like a soccer, where you tap it to your foot. She's like 40 meters out of the country, and it went in, and she done a face.
I know, she's a good kick. Like, she's such a good forward. I don't know how she does it.
I can't believe she did that twice. I don't know how many takes it was, but to do once is amazing. Then to do it twice, I think now it's showboating at some point.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, pretty impressive though, that's for sure. What are some nicknames, Eliza, that you get at the club that you like or dislike?
Most of the girls just call me Liz. Yeah, or a couple of them call me Couttsy. It's my last name. Yeah, I like them. Yeah,
that's good. That's a good way to go about it sometimes.
Yeah, just nice and simple.
That's right. Now, have you ever had any personal footy accomplishments, Eliza, throughout your football journey, whether in the form of individual awards, premierships as a team? Is there any of those that you've had throughout your junior career?
We've made a few grand finals with the Kyneton team, but never won one, unfortunately. Yeah, and I haven't been playing for that long. This is my 4th year, I think. So I won runner-up best and fairest a year ago, I reckon, or 2 years ago. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
So how was that vote count night, and how did the process? Did they do it like literally game by game vote system, or did they just announce a winner? How did they go about? The reason I asked because if it's a round by round thing, how are you feeling heading towards the end? Going, am I a chance here?
Yeah, so they do it round by round. So the first half, I was pretty nervous. I was down a bit, but second half of the season, I must have been up and about because I got a few votes there, which was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it a close count or?
Yeah, it was pretty close. Maybe 10 or so points, I think.
Okay. Which one in that moment to go with the person who ended up winning and compete against her? And in your head or either out loud going, gee, I kicked 3 goals in a game. Gee, she had a corner. She got tagged this one. And you're like trying to nitpick who's hitting in those games.
I know. I was trying to remember all the games, but yeah, it was good.
Enough. And as you said, I've only been in footy for 4 years. So what made that jump then into footy?
So I was playing netball, but most of my friends were playing footy at the time, and they were like, "You should join us." I was like, "Yeah, might as well." Joined it. It was pretty fun. Yeah, and then got asked to come down to the Pios, do some training with them, and then I've just stuck with it ever since.
That's good. What are some goals you set for yourself this year?
This year, I'm focused on just improving as much as I can. Like, obviously, I've still got a lot to learn, but just building my confidence up on the field so I can play my best. Yeah.
Nice, that's good. You mentioned too about playing a few positions. So what would you say some of your biggest strengths as a footballer?
My biggest strengths, I reckon my positioning and body work. I'm pretty strong, so against most opponents, I can get them where I want. And then try to bring the ball to ground or take an intercept mark. Yeah.
Nice, that's good. Yeah, you want a bit of that. And I mean, I think, honestly, Eliza, you mentioned about playing a few positions. So I think versatility is really important these days at any level, really, not just AFL, AFLW, because you know, if you play one position and you're struggling in that position, you're more than likely going to find yourself out of the team if you're struggling in the position that you play, and that's the only position you can play.
Yeah, exactly. It's always good to have a few tricks in your pocket.
That's right. So you definitely need all that. All right. Coaches' pets. Is there any coaches' pets at the club?
Oh, maybe Lucia Painter again.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's really close with the coaches. They seem to love her. But yeah,
And I'm sure she has, and I'm sure you might have heard of some, but maybe you've been one to say it. Has she ever copped any paint jokes?
no, she hasn't actually. I haven't heard any.
Well, okay.
Might have to put a few on her. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. I honestly, I'd be shocked at any point in her life if anyone's never said a paint joke. I mean, I've had people with similar names, like, I don't know, someone's had their name Wood in their name before, like, had any Wood jokes, it's just like all these names have got objects or whatever they are related to that always got a joke. I remember someone had the last name Plumber, and this one always comes to mind, Eliza. I know I'm going off track a little bit, but they had one of the best nicknames I think I've ever heard. Their last name was Plumber, and their nickname was given to them, and it was Plum Dog Millionaire.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. I kind of contributed to that. I can't remember exactly what word they had it, but I added the millionaire part to it. I think they had something else, but I added the millionaire part to it a little bit. I'll take some credit to it, but it is, yes, very, very long. Any outside of footy interest you had? You mentioned netball there before.
Yeah, so I play a bit of netball and athletics as well. So yeah, I've done athletics for most of my life. So normally I'm doing that in the summer and then footy in the winter.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did you feel you were as a netballer?
Yeah, pretty good. I don't know, I just did it for fun with the school team, but I did win, I think it was MVP, finals MVP last
Nice.
year. So yeah,
No,
just
that's
for
right.
fun.
That's right. Well, it's nice and fun then, Eliza, to just play it for fun and still win an award.
Yeah, that's right.
Very, very good. All right. What are some fun facts about you, Eliza, that people may not know about you?
Fun facts. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really know any.
That's fair. Is there any commotion, arguments between the two pairs of animals?
Yeah, the cats don't like the dogs too much, honestly. They get in a few fights, but
That
that's expected.
not surprised. Do they ever feel like one gets more love than the other? Like if you're patting the dog and the cat's like super jealous, or the other way around, and they're like, oh, "Gee, so I'm sitting here, you're doing nothing, and you're patting that animal for God knows how long."
Yeah, the dogs get pretty jealous when you're patting the cats, so they normally
Yes.
come over for some pats as well.
They nah. This ain't happening on my watch, pal. She's not getting all the love I am, or trying to ruin her, the other.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good. Defenders, Eliza, I feel like they deserve a bit more love than what they truly get. You got the forwards, you got the Coleman, the rucks, or mainly the mids have the Brownlow, and the rucks get recognised in Brownlow votes these days. Do you feel defenders deserve an official title of an award at AFLW level in particular?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Defenders work pretty hard and don't get too much credit for it, like the forwards, but that's all right. It's got to be done. Someone's got to be down there.
That's very. Any favourite TV shows or movies you have?
I don't know, normally watch a bit of Disney, like Cars. Or is that Pixar? Yeah. That's Pixar. Yeah, I like Cars.
Okay. That's fair enough. Now, if teammates Eliza were to describe you in one word or a sentence, what would they describe you as?
I hope they would say like competitive, but also like caring, like wanting to push them to be their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
That you definitely want that for sure. All right. So, okay. Okay, I already mentioned. Okay, best. What do you feel, Eliza, is the best individual game you've ever played that's got you into the position that you're in now?
Well, my first game in the Coutts League last year, I reckon that was my best one so far against the Bushies as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had 18 touches or something, and I was just in a ruck and centre half back rotation.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we won it by a point though. It was pretty close.
That just makes it clear that your best game is also a game that you won as well. Just a bit of ice on the cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. Now you mentioned about playing through the back line and then playing in the ruck. So goals aren't possible, more than likely a regular occurrence, let's just say. What is the best goal, Eliza, at any level of football that you've ever kicked?
Oh, I haven't kicked too many, but I had one game at local footy where I kicked 3. I reckon that was my most ever. Yeah. So they were pretty good. They were just on the run. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. If you were to best describe the best goal, though, you can be as unrealistic as you like here, that you would love to ever kick, Eliza. If you add in the moment, the occasion, the angle, the distance, the scoreboard, everything, what would you love that goal to be? As I said, you can be as unrealistic as you like.
Oh, I think anyone would love to kick a winner after the siren. That's just honestly the best goal I reckon you can kick.
No better than that for sure. Crowd hecklers. Have you ever copped any crowd heckling abuse from people behind the fence in a joking way or in a serious way? If so, how do you deal with it? If not, how would you deal with it?
I've never had any personally. Like honestly, I'm not listening too much to the crowd when I'm playing. But if I was to cop some, I reckon I'd just ignore it or use that anger or whatever it makes me feel to fuel my game. Play it and don't prove them wrong.
Very, very true. That's good. I mean, you're the one on the field. They're the one behind the cheap seats, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheap seats, drinking or whatever, or just talking crap, and you're the one doing something. All right. So, what's something someone does at the club, Eliza, that you can't stand? Whether it's leaving rubbish around, it's being flat out annoying, jump scaring people. Is there anything that comes to mind?
No, nothing really comes to mind.
Anything in general that would annoy you? Like pet peeves?
Oh, in general?
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't really get annoyed by too much. Maybe chewing loudly. That's really gross, I think.
Yeah. That's fair.
With your mouth open. I don't like that.
That's fair. Have you got any hidden talents?
Hidden talents?
Any quiet singing away from people, anything like that comes to mind?
No, I'm not too good at much else away from sports, honestly. So, yeah. I don't know.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. All right. So, who are some teammates, Eliza, that you're impressed by? They kind of fly under the radar a little bit, that you feel they don't get talked about as much as you feel that they should.
Definitely Sasha Pierce. She's a ruckman. Yeah. She's had a really strong preseason and is looking really good coming into round 1. So I'm excited to see what she does. Hopefully she has a good season.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Deanna Hobbs. She's been really, really good this preseason. So I'm excited to see what she can do.
Nice. That's very good. Now also, have you ever had any AFL or AFLW player interactions, Eliza, as a fan that are either memorable or forgettable?
Not really, honestly. When my brother used to do Auskick, I reckon he met Patrick Dangerfield a few times. I was with him. But honestly, that's all I can remember.
Mm. That's fair enough. If there's nothing to remember or there's nothing to say, well, then there's nothing to say.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I've asked this. I don't think I have. What are some fun facts about your life that people may not know?
Fun facts. I like skiing and wakeboarding and snowboarding. Yeah, I
Nice.
find them really fun. I like doing that away from footy.
Any good at it?
Oh, not too good at it, no. Nah, just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very good. No, that's
Yeah.
fair. So, this is the part of the interview. Actually, no, I'm going to say this one first. Toughest opponent. Is there any particular player that you've played on that comes to mind that's been the toughest opponent for you? If not a player, a team.
Not a particular player, but maybe the GWV Rebels?
Yeah. The Rebels, yep, that's it.
Yeah, the Rebels. They're always a pretty tough team. They get pretty physical and aggressive
Mm-hmm.
when they're playing.
Yeah, no, they're doing all right for themselves, the Rebels. So now this is the part of the interview, Eliza, where teammates' hearts get broken and teammates may love you more and more. This is going to be very interesting. All right, question one, this side of things. Best chatterbox at the club.
Ooh. Definitely Gabby Drage again. She loves a good chat. And Lexi McGregor as well.
Okay.
Those two love a good chat when we're in a huddle. Yeah.
That's very good. Loudest and quietest teammate.
Or loudest.
Yeah.
I reckon that would be Lexi again. And quietest. Maybe Charlotte Pennyfather. She's pretty quiet, but she's honestly such a gun. Like, you wouldn't expect it from her, but she's really good.
Nice. Let the actions do the talking, as they say. With
Yeah,
her.
exactly.
Very good. I feel like though, not just because of her, but anyone in general. I feel like though, even if you're quiet in general, on the footy field, you probably can't afford to be quiet because how are you going to mentally communicate in a form of on field?
Yeah, that's true.
And that's when I hear about the loudest players, I mean, like you have to be loud at least on the football field, don't you?
Yeah.
That's all right. So now this is the biggest one. This is the one where always people, teammates that this is get so worked up, excited, disappointed, sad, whatever. You're stuck on a deserted island, Eliza, with teammates. Who are you bringing and not bringing, and why?
Well, I'd definitely bring Ella Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
She's just my best mate. We'd have fun there, I reckon. And I might not bring Lou Painter because she's not a great swimmer. When we went for a swimming session, she was not great in the water, so she might not be helpful on an island.
That's stiff. And fair enough too. All right, so most prized possessions.
Prized possessions, probably like my pets, my family. Yeah, they're
Very
always
good.
pretty important, pretty special.
Yep, man, that's a good answer for sure. Celebrity crush.
I don't know. I don't really have one.
Mm-hmm. That's fair enough.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever happens, I guess. What are some quirks, Eliza, that some people would say that you have that you wouldn't necessarily like to admit that people bring up?
I don't know. I'm just like pretty weird in general, I reckon. I'd say. Just a bit of a strange person. Yeah.
That you said that, not me. That's fair enough. Game day superstitions, Eliza. Do you have any game day superstitions?
Not really, but I like to get there pretty early, like earlier than the time we need to be. Otherwise, I get a bit stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Feeling. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Jumper number. What jumper number do you wear? Is there any meaning behind the number?
This year I'm 29, and there's no meaning behind it. I just got assigned that one. I was like, righto, I'll take
No.
it.
Fair enough. If you were able to choose your own jumper number, what one would you choose?
Probably 18. I was that number last year. So
Okay.
I don't know. I just liked that one. No
Mhm.
real reason.
And it was itched. It's like a restart.
Yeah, that's true. Fresh
Is it
start
not?
with a new number.
Fresh start. Okay. Favorite music.
Favorite music. I like some rap, like
Mhm.
Kanye West. Then also like Taylor Swift. She's one of my favorites as well. But I
Okay,
always
I'm
get some like rap hype music going before the games, just
nice.
to get pumped up.
Get pumped up. Now, I'm glad you mentioned Taylor Swift because the most recent person I spoke to just before coming on here with you, they said they hate Taylor Swift. Now, I normally get some mixed answers about Taylor Swift. I'm no Swiftie. I'm no nothing like that. But I've grown in the last 2 months to appreciate her a bit more, purely off the fact of one thing. Obviously, she was in Melbourne and Sydney or wherever she went as well. But one thing I love now is unintentionally I did this. Now, you like Taylor Swift, you probably like this. So, I'll insert a fake name. His name will be John for this. So one time John was annoying me and I just said to John, I said, John, mate, just shake it off. Now, obviously, you know what that means, right? And he, let's say, he didn't take that too well. He got worked up and he hates Taylor Swift. And I didn't know this. And when I said this, it wasn't meant to be a Taylor Swift reference, but you get so worked up for, oh, gee, I know what to do now. If I want to piss him off, who's pissing me off, I'll piss him off back this way. And then this one was intentional. I go, John, mate, just shake it. Oh, no, that's right. No, not that one. John, all you got to do is hate. And he did it. So if you want to annoy someone that doesn't like Taylor Swift and they're annoying you, pull back with one of those comebacks and I think it'll go down well.
Yeah, might have to next time.
That'd be a good one for sure. All right, now this is the part of the interview where the hot topic food questions come out, Eliza. I mean, I don't know why in Australia people get so worked up over these top food critique questions, and we'll see how you go. I've only ever had 7 people answer all 6 questions the same way that I would, so let's see how you go. Now, chicken palmy, is it a palmy or is it something else?
No, it's definitely palmy.
Whew.
Definitely chicken palmy.
Thank Christ, Eliza. I don't know why. So I had a streak going legitimately of over 50 people in a row call it a palmy. And then the last 2 weeks, I reckon I've had maybe 15 say the opposite, which is a wrong way. I mean, it's
definitely
stupid. It definitely is. And anyone that says otherwise needs to what's the nicest thing to say? They need to reconsider what they've called it because you pronounce it's Parmigiana, right? 1. And my rebuttal, the big one, Eliza, to the people that have said it's not, I'll go, okay, can you please spell out the word palmy and then please tell me why you think it's something else? And that gets them. They go, oh, no, it just is. I'll go, no, it's not. It's pronounced, spelled with an I, so it's an I. All right, 1 for 1. Good job. All right, pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yes. I love Hawaiian pizza. That's my favourite. It's a go-to.
1 for 2. I can't accept no. Yuck. All right, that's okay. I've unintentionally had it I haven't noticed it. Yeah, no. Tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Pardon?
Tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Oh, definitely in the cupboard.
Good answer. Love that answer. 2
Yeah.
for 3. Good. Favorite food?
Favorite food? I love some ravioli.
Not bad.
That's probably my go-to dinner.
That's good. 3.
Yeah.
Chance to pick. That'd be the one.
Yeah.
3 for 4. Good job. Food you don't like?
I don't like really overripe bananas. Like, their texture is just disgusting to me. I don't enjoy them at all.
So if you had them the way you would want them, would you like it then, or is it just flat out no?
No, I like ripe bananas, like normal ripeness. Yeah. But if they're overripe, like brown, I'm not gonna eat it. Yeah,
I get that. I love bananas too, but I get that. Yeah, no, I agree with that one. So 4 for 5. All right, last one for the food side of things. Favorite takeaway place?
Ooh, maybe some like takeaway pizza. I don't have a specific place. Oh, actually, I really like Zambrero. I normally
Oh,
get that after training most of the
nice. Now,
yeah.
I want to see what your reaction is to this. Now, 3 months ago, if you'd said sombreros, I would have not known what the hell you were talking about because I literally, it seems to be, I know you're in Vic, but this seems to be a Perth thing, I think, a little bit, because every Perth girl I had on, when I went to Perth, I did a Golden Challenge with 16 players and myself. And then I've interviewed probably 30 odd Perth girls on top of those ones. And then it's like, all the answer for this question was sombreros, 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 and the GYGs were thrown in there as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
at the first few people, when they said sombreros, I said, what is it? And their reaction was priceless to like, what the I knew the name, I heard of it, I didn't know what it was associated with. What is it about sombreros?
I don't know. It's just like fresh, and obviously I like Mexican. Like I always get a burrito. That's my favorite. I don't know. It just feels like pretty fresh for a takeaway place.
What's your go-to order at sombreros?
I normally get. I think it's called the signature burrito.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
What's in that? Is it meat, chicken?
Beans and black rice and like beef and like
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Fair
Salsa.
enough. No, gee, I love the sound of that. I've got to make this goal. I've said this a few weeks ago and I haven't done it yet. But I think I've got to look one up here in Geelong and got to find the closest one because I've never seen one before. And now every time I keep hearing people describe how it is, I want to bloody find one.
Yeah. Well, there's one down in Bendigo if you come down this way.
Yeah. At this point, I can't even hear anywhere else. If I ever do go down Bendigo way, you can guarantee that if I remember, I'm going to find one. I really want to find one. All right. So from outside the food side of things, it starts making people hungry. I got a few more for you. So do appreciate going. If you were the AFLW CEO for a day, Eliza, what rule are you adding and/or removing?
Oh, what rule? Probably the density rule. I do not like that one. I'm not sure
No.
if they have it at AFLW level, but in the Coutts League, I don't like that. Yeah, so
No.
I would remove that one and maybe like add. Is it throw-ins in 50s that they don't do? I don't think.
Yes, and the women's one,
Yeah,
I think that in certain
yeah.
sections of
So yeah, I
last
would
touch.
add throw-ins in the inside 50s.
Yeah, I don't like the last touch business at any level. I think to personally, I just think it's rubbish because it's there's a bit of a loophole. Like there'll be certain sections on the ground at certain points in the game where they'll throw, and I'm like, hang on a minute, but you weren't throwing it out 2 minutes ago, but now you're in the last 5 minutes, and now you're throwing them. It's this really weird. I think it's rubbish. I think just that's a good one to get rid of. I agree absolutely there. Now, the last one, so I do appreciate coming on, Eliza. If you were to map out an entire dream scenario football-wise for yourself this year from now to the end of the year, Eliza, how would you love that to pan out for yourself?
Well, I would like to play every Pioneers game this year. That would be really good, and maybe like be considered for Vic Country. That'd be good. Yeah, well, and hopefully drafted at the end of the year or go to a VFLW pathway. Yeah,
That's right. That'd be great to see. And one thing I want to add actually too, just relating to the draft side of things, how would you handle the first meeting with a club? How would you go into that? Like, say, let's insert a club here, St Kilda. So you're going into a club of St Kilda. How would you be feeling going into the day or two leading up, or from whenever you're told, and then the moment you're about to walk in? Would you be one to go, oh boy, here we go? Or would you be like, it's good?
I would probably be pretty nervous, honestly. I get pretty nervous about some things like that. So, yeah, probably a bit anxious.
Yeah. And also, just the last one, if the option was to rise to go interstate, would that be something you'd be willing to do? Or would you be someone that would prefer to stay in Vic?
Yeah, I would go interstate, just honestly, wherever any team would take me. Like, I don't mind. Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, as I said to a lot of people, you want that opportunity. And the better chance to give yourself is by going nationally or voting nationally, the draft side of things. Liza, it's been a pleasure having you on. All the best for this year at the Pioneers, and hopefully some silverware at the end of the year and the AFLW draft at the end of the year. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. Anytime.